Today, I would like to share with you a project that I've been working on for quite a while. I've had this book, Animal Kingdom. It came to me all ripped up with lots of pages missing, and I needed to restore the cover. I finally got around to turning it into a lap book, so that's what I'm going to share with you today. In another video, I will talk a little bit more about how I did it, but here's a quick flip through. Hello everyone, I'd like to show you the next section of my lap book. If you open the book like this and flip over the first cover, there is a pocket on this side that I've divided into 3 sections. The pocket is made up of some hand marbled paper. I also used some a cover from a music book, and I've used my scraps of my hand marbled paper to make little reinforcements and tabs for my tags. I've also included a couple of these little envelopes. These are glycine envelopes that I've coffee dyed. They start off looking like that, and then after being coffee dyed and inked, I've added a few little pieces of botanical bits in there, and they come out looking really cute. Here's another one. Here's just a little watch part envelope that I've included. I've made a bunch of these tags where I've used an image either from the book or from some other book. I've collaged with some scraps of paper. Usually I've left an area for journaling on the back. Did a bunch of machine stitching with various different types of stitches. Here is another little glycine envelope. Another tag with a tab. With another image from the book. Here are some larger tags in this back section. Big tag with this lion on it. I love that image. I've used a lot of old ledger paper that I've usually left some area on the back where they can be journaled. Here's a little envelope that I made using Sizzix Tim Holtz die. I think that was Collector. And here you can see how I've constructed the pocket. I used the 2 pieces of music paper, covered one of the pieces of music paper with this ledger paper, and then sewed this piece on top with the hand marbled paper. Throughout this project, I've used 3 different types of hand marbled paper. This one, which it was the first one I selected because I wanted it to go with this music paper. Here are some other pieces of the music paper here. And then I've also used this marbled paper in the background. This one has a varnish on it. This one does not. They're made by different artists. I've got a bunch of hand marbled papers that I purchased over the years from bookbinder supply places. And I love this one with the giraffe. It just made me think of the giraffe when I saw that print. So I've used those 3 together. Definitely not matchy-matchy, but they all seem to work together, and they all seem to go really well with the same color threads that I've been using for machine stitching. So thanks so much for taking a look. I'll do this section next. So the next section that I'm going to show is this middle section, and this is a flip out section. It has 3 panels, and let's see, let's do it this way first. Let's start with this one. This is one of the illustrations from the Animal Kingdom book that I've framed with this hand-painted marbled paper and stitched around the edges to make a frame. It is attached on 2 sides so that it makes a pocket. And here's a tag, one of my collage tags that can slip in the top. Hopefully this is in focus. this little envelope. This was made using one of Tim Holtz Chapter 3 dies from Postal, another one of my glycine envelopes that's been coffee dyed with little botanical bits in it. You'll see a lot of these little labels throughout that came from one of Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous releases last fall. I really love those. I've used them constantly since it came out. And then on this side, you've got a double layered tag. First this tag, let me make sure this is in focus, and then this tag. I tried to keep similar animals together in this project. It didn't always work, but this pocket was made with ledger paper on my envelope punch board. So these are just layered in here like that. And then I'll open it up this way. Hopefully I'm in focus. Let me just check. I think that's about right. So this kingbird image was from a different book. I've also just included this little page with a little tab attached, some music paper on the back for journaling, another little stitch tag with these little rodents on it, ledger paper in the background. I made a lot of these little embellishments throughout just by taking a strip of leftover ledger paper. I really don't like to waste anything, and a strip of this hand marbled paper that I used for the background in the book, and just doing a decorative stitch with my machine over the top. Glycine envelope with little leaves in it, another little envelope tucked away, another little envelope tucked away in a different direction, a little tag made with this bird page, and this little rabbit tag. Really simple stitched pocket. Okay, so that's this page, and then the last page in this section is this page on top. I think the idea from this came from Marley's. I used so many different artists' videos as models as I was making different pages for this, and I believe that this one came from a project by Marley Designs, one of the Tim Holtz makers. I just really love her work and find it very inspiring, and I think she did sort of a folio type thing that had these little flip outs where you could put little bits and pieces of tabs and tags that you can use in the project. This is one of those little pieces of yellow tape from the Tim Holtz Ideology release, and again, this is another. Both of these are open so that you can stick little things in behind this glycine. So that's basically it for this section. The idea for the flip out, I think that came from Nick the Booksmith. She made a couple of lap books, and her lap books were very inspiring. So I think that idea came from her, and so that's this page. I will move on to the right-hand section next. Thanks for taking a look. So that's it for the left-hand side of the book. Now moving on to the right-hand side. Both of these little images on the front of this make a pocket. This one opens at the top. It has this little tag in it. And this little tag slides in from the side. And if I open it up like this, one of my favorite parts of this project is this little piece that's removable. This is a little band of fabric where I can slip through this, let me make sure I'm in focus here, where I can slip through this little pad of paper that I made. I just basically took a piece of file folder, blue file folder, and added some marbled paper to the top, stitched around the edges, made this tab folded over, and attached a whole bunch of little pieces of paper, little pieces of vintage paper of all different types that can be used to journal for this project. One of the things that's in here is this stamped image of a giraffe, since that's sort of a theme throughout. Lots of ledger paper. And the reason I wanted this to be able to be slipped out is so that this surface can be used for writing anything. If this is really used as a lap book, and I wanted it to be able to be used as a lap book where someone could open this up, have it on their lap, and do journaling. I wanted there to be some surface that was flat where they could write and make notes. So that is basically that simple middle section. I'm just going to flip the book over like this and go to this side. On this side, I have first a pocket on top with a bird tag. These are more layered tags, just like I've shown throughout. Let me make sure I've got, let's see, this guy should be in focus now. I've got a lot of these tags throughout. And here's another one. And this little pocket has one of my vegetable ivory buttons that you see in all of my projects. And then inside of this box, this idea came from Nick the Booksmith from one of her laptop videos. I wanted there to be a pencil box. It might take me a second to get this open because I have to reach underneath. There we go. I have a whole bunch of these boxes that are really old watch part vial boxes that you can see on the top. You can still see all of the list of all of the different watch parts that originally came in this box. And I bought a bunch of these because they were full of these cute little vials. And so then I emptied out the vials. This one I covered in some hand marbled paper in the bottom. I have a whole bunch of these really beautiful little antique boxes, little boxes that have watch parts in them. Let me open one up just so you can see. I tend to leave what's in the box there just so that you could see how they were originally used. One of the reasons that I wanted to include a box is because if you wanted to use this as a lap book, this little box makes a perfect little place to put pencils and things like that. So if you really wanted to use it, you could take out all of this stuff that is really just here for decoration, or take out some of the stuff and then use it for pencils or whatever ink pens that you want to use for journaling. A couple more of these red boxes. This one stands up tall. And then, as I mentioned, I used a lot of these labels that were from the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous release from last fall. And a whole bunch of my little vials have gotten tagged. This one was actually an old ideology tag, but that one's a stamped tag. That one is a stamp tag from the new release. So a whole bunch of these little bottles have those kind of tags on it. And of course, I've altered the vials to make them look old. So this is my cute little pencil box that I had so much fun filling with beautiful little bits. One of my favorite parts of this project. So thanks for taking a look.